I hope this won't be a tedious question. You were talking about like your creative process, like stemming the development of the voice from the laugh. I'm wondering, like, when you're creating a character, do you spend a lot of time like walking around the house having conversations with yourself, kind of exploring it? Or
it's funny you should say that. I never thought about it very much until since I left the Muppets. I did this character called Weldon the IT guy. You may have seen it, you may not have seen it. If you haven't, find it. It's on YouTube. I'm not doing it anymore, but I did it for about 3 years. He was this little troll, like this little furry creature, very curmudgeonly. He's like Rizzo times 10. He's like a very grouchy little guy. He doesn't really like people very much, but he's doing a call-in show where people call in and he says, he wants to know what your most miserable life experiences were. So that was the basis of this call-in show we did on YouTube. And then we did a bunch of production numbers with him, which are actually the best thing to watch. Anyhow, this is the first puppet that I had built in maybe 30 years, because there are people who do it better than I do, and I never built puppets with the Muppets, really. So I found that, and this is within the last 10 years that I did this, as I'm building the puppet and coming up with how I'm going to build it, I'm rehearsing with the puppet. I'm thinking about the puppet. How's he going to sound? What's he going to say? You know, and the voice and his attitude, and all of that was happening. It really was an interesting creative process if you think about it. It's almost like he's being formed both physically and emotionally at the same time. And I'd never really thought about it in that way, but I found that really useful. And I find in many cases, some of the best puppeteers are people who also started out at least building their own puppets, because they know these puppets from the inside out, you know. And then Jim was funny, you know, he would have people build puppets for him, like at the Dark Crystal. He did this character called Jen, who was one of the Gelflings, and the inside of that puppet was terrible. I don't mean, no disrespect to whoever built it, but all the mechanics that were inside these heads of these guys were like up against Jim's hand, all these metal gears and bolts, and he just did it anyway. And everybody else was trying to pad him out, make him comfortable, you know, so he could stand it. But he put up with whatever he had to put up with.